So in this video we are going to cover what are the advanced filtering tools. At this point you must be familiar with some of the basic filtering tools available in Excel. For instance, if you format your data into table, you will gain access to these drop downs here, and with these you can filter your data. There's actually a shortcut you can use to turn these drop downs on or off. So first of all you need to select any of the cell in the table. Now you'll need to hold Ctrl Shift and press L, or you can just click here the sort and filter tab, and here you have the filter. So the very first thing I'm going to do is just apply one filter, and that's going to be for this manufacturer here. So all I'm going to do is I'll just click on this drop down here. I'll just unselect all of these manufacturers and I'll just select only this Cadillac and I'll click OK. And as you can see, my table has filtered. So how do you know when one of these drop downs is active and filter has been applied? Well, first of all, you'll see that we have a different icon. And something else you can do is if you just hover over the active filter here, it will tell you what filter has been applied. So what I will do is I'll just select this option and I'm just going to select all and I'll click OK. So now I will select any cell within this table and I'll just hold Ctrl Shift and press L to turn off the drop downs. So like I said, you must be familiar with some of the basic filtering tools at this point. You may or may not know this shortcut that I just used, that Ctrl Shift and L, but I recommend you should remember this shortcut because this is a very useful shortcut. And now we will look at something labeled as advanced filtering tool. This type of filtering tool can be a little temperamental and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. But basically this method allows you to continue to see the criteria that you are filtering by. The first thing you need to do is decide what areas within your table you would like to filter by. And then you have to type those headers up and out of the way. Now as you can see, I have copied and pasted every single header here above here. I would say that would probably be the best method. You don't have to have every header. For instance, you were not planning on filtering by horsepower, but I think it's better this way. Also, when it comes to these duplicate headers here, you want them up and out the way. Because if you have them here on the right of the table or on the left of the table, and if the table was moved over to the right, then what would happen is when you apply this filter, these duplicate headers would get filtered as well. So that's why they need to be up and out of the way. So what is the first thing I want to do with this type of filtering tool? Well, what I would like to do is once again filter my table by the manufacturer, let's say Chevrolet. So to use this, first of all you need to type in what you would like to filter by. So I'll just select this Chevrolet here and I'll just copy it and paste it here. So Chevrolet will go under the manufacturer, and the next thing you need to do is just select a cell within the table, come to the data tab, and here within sort and filter section we have this advanced here. So we'll just click on that, and usually what happens is this tool will select your table automatically, which is pretty much most of it. So we'll just check that. So yeah, our table is selected properly. So we'll just come back to the top, and if it wasn't selected properly, then we can just click here and we can just select the table manually. So I'll just do that. Okay, so now it is proper. I'll just click here and it will input my list range. And now we can move on to the criteria range, or what you are actually going to filter by. And this is the criteria range up here. So to select it, I'll just click on this icon here. I'll just select this from here and click on this icon. And now I will just click on OK. And as you can see, my table has been filtered by Chevrolet. Now at this point you may think, let me see another manufacturer. Let's go for Ford. So I'll type in Ford here and I will go through these steps which I have performed earlier once again. But there is one thing to be aware of, that it can be a little temperamental. If you're planning on doing it this way, sometimes it will work. So for instance, first I filtered by Chevrolet and then I went straight to filtering by Chevrolet and Ford, which is what I will do right now. So first of all, select a cell within the table, go to Data tab, Advanced. As you can see, the table has been selected properly, so I'll move on to the criteria range. I will select this from here and I'll click on Input and I'll click OK. So as you can see, it looks like the filter has worked properly. So the table has been filtered to the two manufacturers, Chevrolet and Ford. So the temperamental thing is, when you do it this way, sometimes it doesn't work. And I don't really know why, but sometimes it just doesn't. So I'll just go back one step. So I'll just hold Control and press Z to go back where we only had Chevrolet. So I'll just hold Control once again and I'll just click Control Z. So now the table is completely reset to the beginning. And then we can input our new criteria, which will be this Ford. So I'll just type in Ford. And now I'll start the process again. Select a cell from the table, Data tab, Advanced. Make sure that the table is selected properly. So yeah, it is selected properly. Now we need to select the criteria range. So we'll just click here and we'll select this criteria range from here, Input, and now I'll just click OK. And this comes back with the same result as before. So I'm just gonna go back one step to reset the table. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in a little bit more criteria. I'll put in an engine size of more than 2 for both the manufacturers, more than 170 horsepower for Chevrolet, and less than 200 horsepower for Ford, and a fuel capacity of more than 15 for the Chevrolet and less than 10 for the Ford. So let's apply the filtering. So I'll select a cell from the table, Data tab, Advanced. Make sure our table is properly selected. Yes, it is. So I'll scroll back to the top. So now we will select the criteria. When it comes to selecting the criteria, if you were to select any of these blank rows like this, what I have done here, once again it may not work the way that we would expect it to work. You can select something like this. So maybe the fuel efficiency, even though there is no criteria to check for, and this will still work okay. But for now I'll just select the criteria itself, which will be till the fuel capacity. So I'll just input it and now we'll click OK. Now as you can see, the results have come out and all we have is Chevrolet. So you may ask, well, where is Ford? Basically what I'm trying to look for is engine size more than 2 and the horsepower is less than 200 and a fuel capacity of less than 10, which doesn't actually exist in this table. So what I would have to do is just undo my actions. I'll just hold Control and press Z to undo my actions. And I think that quite possibly this is a bit low. So I'm going to change this to more than 15, and let's see if I get any results back at this point. So I'll just start the process again. And as you can see, I have a few results for the car manufacturer Ford, because now what I'm trying to look for actually exists within the table. So that is the advanced filtering tool. So now what you need to do is, I have this table here, and basically this is what I would like you to try and do within this table here. So basically it is an exercise. So you'll have to pause this video and pay very close attention to what you need to do or what the criteria is, and apply the advanced filtering tools and see what results you'll get. So you can just pause this video and try this exercise, but I will just carry on with this solution video. So let's begin with the solution. So first thing we need to do is select any cell from the table here, go to the data tab, advanced. Here we need to select the table, make sure that this is selected properly. So yeah, it is selected properly. We'll just scroll back to the top. Now we need to select the criteria range, which will be this here. So we'll have to select this input. Now all we need to do is click on OK, and as you can see, the results are here. So for now I'll just go back one step by holding Ctrl and pressing Z. So there is something extra that I'm going to show you now. So basically when you are navigating through your data and you can end up with a table that is much larger than what we have here, in that case it can be quite difficult to identify which piece of data belongs to which piece of data. So for instance, if I look for this figure here, I would have to scroll to the top to see where it belongs, and I'm prone to make mistakes. By using this method, I can see that this belongs to the width, or this data belongs to the width. Then I would scroll back down, and then once I find my figure again, I would scroll to the left and see that it belongs to the vehicle manufacturer Ford. Like I said, you can be prone to making mistakes by using this method, but there is something you can use called freezing the panes, which makes it a lot easier. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just put my cell here, and everything above and to the left of the table will be frozen when I will use this tool. So with my cell here, I can come to view, and here we have the freeze panes option. So I'll just click here and click on to the first option. So I'll just click here. So now as you can see, we have ended up with these lines which are showing us where the frozen panes are. And now when I scroll around, you can see how they stay still. And to turn this off, just come to the freeze panes here and click on unfreeze panes. There are two other options here, this which is freeze the top row and freeze the first column. So if I click on this, it will just freeze my top row, which doesn't do much here because all that in the top row is this title, nothing else. But as you can see, it does freeze that like this. So if your headers were in the top row, this would be quite useful. But I'm going to come to the freeze panes, unfreeze panes to reverse my actions. And then we have this freeze first column. Of course, if I click on this would freeze the first column of my table. And now if we were to scroll this left or right, you can see how obviously that stays still. You can see our first column is freezed, and once again, to get rid of this functionality, we'll just go to the freeze panes and unfreeze panes.